Was talking to a friend of mine a couple of nights ago, and he was telling me about a consultation that he had with a family, so husband and wife, and two little kids. And he was telling me that during the consultation, the two kids, which were about seven ish, right around that time, right around that age, they were completely out of control. They were running all over the place, had no sense of discipline, no sense of boundaries, no respect for his personal property, and the parents just let it happen. This is something that he observed the whole time. I mean, these children were out of control. Eventually, it came up that the wife says something to the effect of, "Watch the children," something along those lines, to which the husband replied with, "Well, they're bored," right? And my friend then made a comment which went something like, "Well, it doesn't matter if they're bored. You know, if you think about it, they really, if you tell them to sit, they should really sit." He went something along the lines of, "When I was a kid, if my father told me sit there for 2 hours, I sat there for 2 hours." So we were chatting about that, and this is an assessment that we both made. I've seen children out of control before. I've seen children in consultations, not in my consultations, but I've seen it with other trainers. I've seen children out of control, completely crazy, out of control, no sense of boundaries, no respect whatsoever for their parents, for other people's properties, complete shitheads, little assholes. And when I see that, one, it upsets the shit out of me because my children are well behaved. I have a pretty good communication system with my children where I say something, it gets done. And if I say don't do it, it doesn't get done. And it just baffles me when I see children that have zero discipline, zero respect for other people and other people's property. And if you have that lack of structure with a child who understands your language, you have no chance with your dog. The correlation between how shitty your kids are and how little structure your dog has is so closely related. If you really cannot convey discipline, structure, and consistency with a child who understands your language, you have no chance with a dog. So if you have children like that, you really shouldn't have dogs. You need to get your shit together with your little kids. Then you might have a shot with a dog. Or if you're already too late and you're already fucked up on that in that department, and you have your children that are little assholes that have no respect for you, no respect for other people or other people's property, no respect for your dog, and you have a dog, you really need to get your shit together with both of them. You really need to understand the concept of discipline because it's not the dog's fault. It's not even your children's fault. It's you. It's the parent. Now, this isn't always the case with us. I know a lot of us are dog trainers, and we have clients that are like this. So they come up to you, and their children are out of control, and now they're telling you, "Hey, can you please fix my dog? Because my dog is out of control." I believe it is our duty to let them know how the fact that their children show no respect, no structure whatsoever. They have no structure with their children, no communication, no consistency with their children, that is directly affecting their dog's behavior patterns. I think we need to let them know, just to let it slide and just not pay attention to the kids. I think that's a disservice to that client. I believe we should let them know, "Hey, just real quick, I want you to see what is happening with your kids right now, how they're out of control." Maybe use more tactful words than that. Really bring to their attention the fact that how lack of structure in one area will equal lack of structure in a different area. And it's them. They need to understand what consistency is. It baffles me when I see parents just, I don't understand. Maybe their parents beat them and now they're thinking, well, I'm never going to raise my child like that, so my child's going to have everything they want, and I'm never going to say no to them. I don't know what type of bullshit that is that makes them like whipped, just whipped by their own children. But it directly affects how their dogs behave with them as well. So I seriously believe that needs to be brought up. It needs to be addressed, and they need to know how they're screwing up their dog, definitely screwing up their children. And on a side note, away from dog training, I can't stand it. I don't understand how people really let their children act like just little maniacs, shitheads. And I get it, you don't have to be a super strict parent. You don't have to beat your children at all. I don't hit my children at all. But the fact that I'm consistent, that makes it so that my children look like angels to a lot of people, even though I know they're not. I just don't understand how people let their children act like little assholes. But it happens. And I believe we need to bring it up to their attention, because that's only being better with their children is only going to make them better with their dogs.